Hey team, so now that we're done with finding all, the next thing that we're gonna work on is the delete operation. And basically uh, we want to delete by the project identifier that we are setting up, okay? So for this one, we actually don't need to do anything at the repository layer, because what we're gonna do is we're just gonna work um, on our service layer, and we're going to use the out-of-the-box delete functionality that comes with the CRUD repository. So here we're going to do a public void, and we're gonna call it delete project by identifier. Okay, and we're gonna pass it a string identifier, which is the project ID. The first step in this method is to actually try and find the project. So for this, we're going to use the method from the project repository, find project by identifier, and then we're going to pass the project ID. Then, since it could very well be that the user is trying to pass, or the client is trying to pass a project ID that doesn't exist, all we want to do is handle that graciously and tell the user, hey, this doesn't exist. So basically, we're going to use the same logic as in the method above. If the project is null, then just throw the exception with a different message, of course. Throw new project ID exception, because it's all related to the project ID. Cannot delete project with ID, and we're going to put a single quote here plus the project ID, and then plus double quote, single quote, project ID. I'm just going to put a period here. This project doesn't exist. Does not exist. Again, I'm not an expert on this type of error messages. If you feel that you have a better way of saying this, go right ahead. I am just telling you how it could work. So, and then we're gonna do the project repository here, and as I said, we're going to use the delete method that comes out of the box, and then we're gonna pass the project object if it's not null. And this is all we have to do here. Then we're gonna go to the controller, and in the controller, we're just going to use a delete mapping, and here we also need to pass it a parameter, which, as I explained in an earlier video, it always has to be wrapped up in curly braces. And actually, it's not a parameter; it's actually a path variable. Okay, so this is also going to be public response entity of type generic delete project, and then again add path variable. We've done this before. String project ID. So when it's something that I know that you should be familiar with, I'm just gonna move a little faster. I hope that's okay. All right, and basically what we're going to do is actually, why don't I make a quick change here so that this actually returns a string. No, never mind. I just didn't want to have to type the message, but you know what? I really don't want this to return anything. So basically, we're going to do project service, delete project by identifier, and we're going to pass the identifier, and then we're going to return a new response entity of type string. And then all I'm going to say is project with ID, and then one single quote. We're going to pass the path variable here. Was deleted. Was deleted successfully. Was deleted. That's it. And then the HTTP status of OK. And this is perfect. So let's just restart the server. Let's create a few projects. Let's make sure they actually they are in the database, and that they are in fact deleted once we do the delete operation. So I'm just gonna go to the database first. Oh, there we go. I am going to, this is always gonna log you out. This is memory database, and as I mentioned before, every time we restart the server, this thing is gonna clear out all the data that we had before, because again, it's in an in-memory database. So no objects in our database. We're gonna create one ID 14, and perhaps ID 13, and then ID 12. Cool. Okay, so now we have a few projects here. Perfect. Actually, I'm gonna save this real quick. Get find all projects. We're gonna find it to our ppm tool collection, and then we're gonna search again, and we found all of them. And now we're gonna do the delete operation, which is actually uses the same route as get project by ID. And I'm pretty sure that you guys already spotted something that's gonna break. So we do have the ID 012. However, if we try to delete it, this is probably going to fail. And it has a very simple explanation. It's because we have to put that to uppercase. But anyway, I just want to test right now that we can actually delete our project, and then I'll just go and fix that. And it was deleted. And let's take a look at our database, and let's run it. And as you can see, it was deleted. Let's do 13 just to make sure, and run the query again, and it's gone. All right, so let's just go ahead and take care of that to uppercase thing. And this is not a problem. It's just something that you have to keep an eye out for. I don't think we need to retest this, because I just know it's going to work. But you know what? I don't want to get too cocky. I know that I want to keep this one short, but you know what? It's better than having to know that we're actually wrapping this one up right now. And we're going to create a new project. It's the 12th. Perfect. And then if we come here, we should be able to pass the lower case. And I'm leaving the 13 there on purpose, just to double check everything. And then now it should actually get rid of it. And if we go to the database, which I didn't show you before, but still, it shouldn't be there. And to be honest, I really don't want you to have to just take my word for it. Let's create it again. It's there. Then let's delete it with the lowercase. Run again. It's gone. All right, perfect. Thank you for watching. We're marching on to our last CRUD operation before we go to our initial development in React. So I hope you guys are as excited as I am. See you later.